回家吃饭吗？
啊，
你回家吃饭吗？
嗯
回家吃饭吗，宝贝儿？
Hello.
Hey, Jared.
How's it going?
Pretty good. Good to see you over Zoom again.
Yeah, back in our Zoom era. It was in person was fun while it lasted.
Yeah, just the one. Just the one is enough, I guess.
I guess so.
How has your week been? Are you watching a lot of playoffs basketball?
Of course, it's like the most exciting time of the year, pretty much.
Honestly,
For
it
best.
is the best time. I just feel like every time I have a spare minute, there's an exciting game of basketball on, and that's just such a treat.
I know, all day, lots of close series. Obviously, I guess once you get past the first round, it gets higher stakes, but still, it's nice that there's games on all day, more or less, especially here on the weekends. So that's
Totally.
fun. So should we get into it? Get into the playoff talk?
Yeah, let's see how things have been going so far. I know it's still very early, too early to be talking trash, but I will say I'm feeling very confident in my picks right now.
Ah, yes, yes. I will say I'm not feeling confident at all. But to remind everyone, in myself,
Hmm.
so we made a $5 bet. Was it $25?
35.
35. Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, you better save up.
$35 bet on who's gonna win. We each drafted three teams. I got the Celtics, Bucks, and Lakers.
Hmm. And I have the Thunder, Cavs, and Knicks.
Yep. So we're recording this on Sunday. I think we'll upload it on tomorrow. So we're not going to talk about the games tonight, right? Because things are going to change. It's halftime right now in the Lakers Timberwolves game.
Yeah, I wish we could talk about that one, but we
I
can.
know that one's looking like it's going to be exciting. That one's big for my picks, obviously. Going down 3-1, that would
Totally.
that would be brutal for the Lakers.
It would just, yeah, it would hurt to see LeBron and Luca fall like that, but I love an underdog. I I don't love Anthony Edwards, but I love to watch him play, so I'll be happy either way.
Yeah, yeah, me too. I think Lakers versus Warriors could kind of be exciting. Um, and the Warriors are they're kind of holding up their end of the bargain. Do we want to talk about that series?
Yeah, I mean, I think that is an interesting one for us to talk about because in terms of teams we neglected when it came to our draft, like higher seed teams, the Rockets are definitely up there. Um, they're just such a sleeper two seed. Like, I don't think of them as being that good.
No, and they're kind of proving it early on in the series, unfortunately. I am kind of rooting for them in a way because I'm not the biggest Draymond Green fan.
Yeah.
But okay, so let's think back what happened. Warriors came out on fire game one, kind of just had control of the game that whole time. Then game two, Warriors or Rockets rather came back with the heat.
Hmm.
Sorry, not with you know what I mean.
I know what you mean.
Jalen Green popped off. Probably his best game of his career considering playoffs and stakes.
Totally.
I mean, going down 0-2 at home would have been awful. But and then they played at Golden State last night.
Hmm.
I don't know how much of that game you watched, but it was super back and forth. I felt like the whole time until the fourth quarter, where Steph Curry kind of just took over.
Totally. And Draymond Green had a pretty good game too. I watched the end, so that's the most of what I saw. Um, just great Steph Curry performance. I think they're gonna take this series, the Golden State Warriors. Um,
So too. I mean, obviously, next game is pretty much a must win for the Rockets.
yeah. So,
Um,
and that happens tomorrow night.
yeah.
But I will say it's not to go back to the Lakers, but it's interesting because the Lakers have got to be playing one of the best six seeds ever, and the Warriors have got to be playing one of the worst number two seeds ever. So
Yeah, that is ironic, actually.
totally. So they're both gonna fight through, though. I think it'll be a good matchup if that's what we get.
Yeah, I think so too. I think Warriors Rockets, just to, I guess, tie the bow on that series. I think
Hmm.
it's been fun to watch because, well, okay, well, first of all, we didn't mention Jimmy Butler missed. He was out yesterday game. That was obviously huge. I thought that was going to be huge for the Rockets because without Jimmy Butler, the Warriors are just you know, I mean, we saw them earlier in the season without Jimmy. They were kind of trash,
Agreed.
and then they still won this game. So that kind of sucks for the Rockets. I'm pretty sure Jimmy Butler's injury was just a contusion, which means just a
Yeah,
bruise.
did you see it?
I did see it. There was some controversy. Did you see it?
I just know he fell backwards. Like I don't know if there was more to it than that, but
He was going up either like for a rebound or for a layup. I can't remember. And then
mhm.
Amen Thompson, he either like he kind of like slipped, I thought, or I honestly thought Draymond Green kind of pushed him or something. And so we kind of just collided with Jimmy Butler in midair, and then he fell from like, really high, right on his butt, pretty much.
He just has a bruised butt. Not to take anything away from how painful that must be, but it's not going to be serious, right?
Yeah, I honestly think he'll be back next game, right? So that's why it was so huge that Warriors still won. So kind of, Rockets are on, death watch right now. Um, yeah, not much else to say on that.
They have a lot of coming back to do. Neither of us really have much of a stake in that series, except for in terms of what's going to happen in the West. Speaking of the West, feeling great about my Oklahoma City pick. There, no surprise there. I don't know if I expected the Grizzlies to get crushed that badly. I thought maybe they could win a game.
Right.
Um, but I'm pleased with how it went. We both kind of have forsaken the Grizzlies, so I don't know. Jaw had some exciting moments, but overall, I'd say it was a pretty boring, obvious series.
Yeah, I didn't watch game four. Uh, I think obviously the big point of this series was game three when the Grizzlies were up by like 20 points,
And they lost the 20-point lead.
and then John Morant gets injured. It might have even been more than 20 points. Then John
I
Morant
want
gets
to say it was
injured.
like 28 or 29.
It was crazy. And somehow
Yeah.
the Grizzlies just put up a disaster class. I mean, I've never seen like Desmond Bain honestly play that bad or just fold that much. And
I mean, their first game too was really, really bad, game one.
this game was a historic loss.
Yeah. So just a really tough showing for the Grizzlies.
Yeah, and I mean, obviously it was crazy with them because they just fired their coach like a few weeks ago. And so
Insane decision. I hope they're regretting it. I don't know.
it's all kind of chaos in Grizzlies. I think it's fair to say that they'll make a lot of trades this offseason.
Yeah,
So we'll see what happens with them.
totally. And uh I do think maybe whoever would have went up against OKC would have lost this series, but that was just it was a little bit brutal.
This might be weird to say
Hmm.
because they're the only, team in the second round right now.
Yeah,
They
they're the only ones who have advanced.
they won 4-0, and I
Hmm.
guess I didn't watch game 4, and it looks like okay, so this might counteract my statement I'm about to make, but I was gonna say they haven't been like playing their best ball. I feel
No,
like not yet. So
they're
maybe
kind
this
of
is
faltering.
good. Yeah. maybe this was good though. They can like they got their feet wet and now warmed up. I was gonna say Shea, the MVP, most likely, right? Yeah,
I
has
don't think they've announced it yet, but
no, but most likely the MVP. He wasn't playing that well, honestly, until this game four. It looks like he had a really good game. So maybe
yeah.
he's back in the groove and it's
They
nothing.
just don't want him to get injured. They're resting, relaxing. Yeah, he's got something stored up for what might round two might be against the Clippers. I don't know. Speaking of
Yeah,
MVPs, the Nuggets are falling apart a little bit. I
yeah.
didn't
Part of
watch yesterday's game. I heard it was
oh, you
crazy.
didn't watch yesterday's
I
game.
heard it was crazy, but I didn't watch it.
Oh my God, it
Can
was
you give me a quick run through?
okay. So very close game, similar to I think like game one and two. Pretty
Uh-huh.
very close. Um, However, in the second half, the Nuggets like pulled away a decent
Hmm.
amount at the start of the second half, but then the Clippers in the start of the fourth quarter like went on a run to bring it back. It was like they were down like 10 with like 4 minutes left, I swear.
Hmm.
And they just hit some big threes, Norman Powell hit some, I think. Uh he hit some big threes. And then so okay, so they bring it all the way back. They get a lead, like a 1 or 2 point lead. And then it's down the stretch. They get a couple of good looks with like less than a minute left. Kawhi Leonard has like a couple of open threes.
Hmm.
He somehow, well, he misses both, and then it's a tie game. Nuggets have the ball with like 5 seconds left. Jokic puts up some crazy shot from 3 point line. Um, Airballs it, but it was all good, right? MVP status can do no wrong, right? He airballs it.
Someone dump.
He airballs it right into Aaron Gordon's hand, who slams it home with literally less than zero point 0.1 seconds left. Like, I didn't understand the rule, right? Because the
Yeah,
hand was still on the ball, I felt like.
because of it was a dunk.
It was a dunk, but it was like the ball was past the rim, like when the buzzer went off. So they gave him the bucket and they got the win. So that was crazy because everything was looking so bad for the Nuggets, and then
Yeah.
they get this exciting win that just completely turns the tides, I feel like.
After review, the ball was deemed to get out of Gordon's hands right before the LED light. This is a successful basket, and the game is over.
We're going back to Denver, tied 2-2.
That's true. We can have more of a series now. Coming off just having seen like parts of game three, I was just feeling like the Clippers had it in the bag. But I did see that final shot. I think it was like the first buzzer beater dunk in playoff history or something like that.
I believe.
And it was hilarious because they kept trying to call in the like press conference or whatever. They kept trying to call Jokic's shot a pass. And
It's
he had to be like, it wasn't a pass.
definitely not the best. But what's funny is if he like hit the rim, right? Like if he didn't miss so bad, they would
It
have
would
gone to overtime and he probably would have lost.
Yeah, that's so
The fact
true.
the air ball was it saved them. It was funny.
Do you think Jokic still has a shot at MVP?
Well, yeah, but they don't take into account the playoffs. Like the boats are already in or something. So
Oh, they do. I forgot about that.
yeah, the votes are already in. So I mean, based on this, he's playing like the best player in the world. Him and Giannis. Um, so I don't know. He probably won't win MVP though.
Agreed. Um, Speaking of votes, I'd love to do a quick aside about the anonymous NBA player survey. Um, it's hard to talk about the Nets this episode, but the Nets got a very small amount of recognition in the anonymous survey, I think in two categories. Cam Johnson, most underrated player,
Oh,
got a
I didn't know he was up there for that.
he wasn't I wouldn't say up there, but people
He got
vote.
some
He got
votes.
a couple of votes.
Okay,
Um, and Nets for best organization. Don't really know where that came from, but
they got some votes for that. I thought they got votes for worst organization, not gonna
it could have been both. I thought it was best
lie.
because I remember being surprised.
Okay, okay. No, I
If
trust.
if I'm wrong on that one, my bad. But yeah, so congrats to our guy, Cam Johnson.
Yeah, that poll was kind of interesting because yeah, I mean, I guess it's kind of just it kind of just sparks drama, feels like, right? Because there was a category literally most overrated player.
Yeah, how do you feel about Halliburton?
Well, I think it's I don't know how he's overrated. I thought it was yeah, what the how could he be overrated? I mean, he made all NBA. He led his team to the conference finals. He pretty much turned around the whole Pacers organization. And I don't hear people talking about him. I mean, he's just like some guy. I don't know. That was kind of crazy to me.
I know, I feel like he must have done something to have some haters. Where did it even come from?
Yeah, I have no. I mean, maybe like all the Bucks players just voted for him. And
I
that's,
heard that theory too, that they just all went in on it.
but I feel like that's a bad strategy, right? Because now he's kind of pissed, kind of.
Yeah, now he's mad. He's gonna fight for it.
No.
I mean, the thing about this survey is like there aren't enough participants for it to be like even when you win, it's like not that many people have to have voted for you. It's like 10 or whatever. So,
Yeah.
um, I don't know. It is messy. I can't believe they do that, but I like it. It was a fun thing to look at.
Yeah.
Okay, we can get back to the playoffs. I just had to do a quick Nets aside since we are a Nets podcast. Um,
Let me think. So I think we've talked about all the West series, except for Lakers Timberwolves, but they're playing right now, so
they're literally actively playing right now.
we won't touch on that one because it'll be completely different outlook.
Yeah, I've been kind of refreshing it. It
Me
seems very exciting. We're really
too.
missing a lot right now, the sacrifices we make. But yeah, I think the West is overall covered. Um, in the East, I am curious if you have much to say about the Celtics series, or has it just been kind of boring to you?
It's been kind of boring to me. So they also played tonight, so we won't touch on it too much. I expect
Yeah,
Boston should win that game tonight, but
yeah.
it was interesting because first game they dominated as expected. Second game, Jason Tatum wasn't playing, and they still came out with the win. And then game three, Jason Tatum comes back, has a masterclass game, but everyone else just shit the bed. It was kind of I don't know. It was just odd. You don't really see. I mean, Celtics is like known as the best team, pretty much, or best, one of the best teams. I felt like it was rare. It was just a rare thing to see all of their players play bad, pretty much. I mean, except for Tatum. But so yeah, I don't think that'll happen again. I think they should pull out the series. Not much to say. The
Totally agree.
the
I found
Magic.
it boring too.
Sorry, what did you say?
Oh, I was just saying I found it pretty boring too, but they're your number one pick, so I think you're in a good spot with them.
Yeah, I need them. I definitely need them to pull this out. I mean, the Magic are starting Corey Joseph at guard. That is just that's crazy. But good for them for winning a game for sure.
Yeah, they got one out. I mean,
Better than the Grizzlies. Can
more
say.
than we can say for the Grizzlies.
Yeah,
Um,
so not much to say about that one. Next one. Do you want to talk about the Knicks Pistons?
yeah, I want to talk about it a lot, to be
So,
honest.
so that game, so game, what was that? Game four. Oh, geez, that was game four. Oh no.
Just happened today.
Oh, dang. I forgot that was game. Oh, wow.
I'm in a tough spot because obviously I drafted the Knicks, hometown heroes, whatever. every game I've been watching, I've been rooting against them. I just can't help it. I just can't help it to watch because also just like let's look at it from a Nets perspective. To watch Mikal Bridges versus Dennis Schroeder, I mean, how am I supposed to feel?
Yeah, no, that's tough. You're right. That is tough. Mixed emotions right now. You know.
Yeah. And I will say, and then maybe I'll just stop being negative about the Knicks and I will be positive because whatever. I think they're going to turn out for me this series, whether they deserve to or not. But Jalen Brunson has been driving me crazy. And obviously, I see all the Jalen Brunson hate on Twitter. Like, I knew all about it. He never really bothered me. I like his little Villanova crew, whatever. I cannot stand to watch him draw fouls. I'm wasting hours of my life watching him draw fouls.
Okay, well, okay. So I do follow like this one Knicks fan that makes YouTube and stuff, and so he's been very defensive of Brunson, and I feel like he kind of just he kind of shut up the haters with the performance he had today. Just to give a
That's fair.
quick recap of Game 4. Um, Close game at halftime. The Knicks might have had a slight lead, and then third quarter, Brunson gets injured. Pistons go on a run, take a nice lead.
Mhm.
Then Brunson comes back in the fourth quarter, scores 15 points, zero free throws, and they win the game off of some BS, though, I will say. So the final play, um, let me think. What exactly happened? It was
Josh Hart fouled
right. It was
on the final shot.
yeah, like Kate Cunningham might have kicked it out, or it was a loose ball or something. He gets to the corner. It was either Tim Hardaway or Malik Beasley.
We're doing some expert podcasting right now. I think it was Tim Hardaway. Uh,
Okay. He goes for the pump fake in the corner. Josh
mhm.
Hart bites, he jumps. Tim Hardaway goes up again, and they don't call a foul. It was absolutely ridiculous because this is exactly what Brunson always does.
I
Literally,
know.
that's his go-to move, the pump fake into jumping into the guy. And Tim Hardaway didn't even really jump into him. He just jumped straight up going for the shot, and the ref is standing right next to him.
And doesn't call anything.
It's great. It was great. You got to feel bad for Pistons fan. Another big thing in this game. Sorry if I'm talking a bunch, but
No, go off.
Tobias Harris was having a hell of a game. You wouldn't really think he would be much of a factor, but he was having a hell of a game, and then he gets a fifth foul, and he has to sit for like a lot of the stretch where Knicks, went on that run in the fourth quarter. So that was unfortunate for them. Uh, Unfortunate for the Pistons overall because now they're down 3-1.
Yeah, I mean, I could see them making a bit of a comeback just because every game. I mean, what was it game two when we were texting, you're like Dennis Schroeder masterclass?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
because well, let me just double check. It was game 2. What a game by Dennis Schroeder. Oh my God.
Yeah. I felt such pride in my heart for him.
Oh my God. Because he had a shot like this in Madison Square Garden for the Nets in the regular season.
Hmm.
I think to send it to overtime or something. I think the Nets still lost that game, but nevertheless, it's such a massive shot. I mean, what they were winning by 1 point, I think, like 30 seconds left.
Hmm.
Ball like rolls to him, just cold-blooded, absolutely cold-blooded. Nails the three. MSG went completely silent. It was crazy. It was what a shot. Damn.
It
I
was
thought,
crazy. Yeah. He's just got tossed around so much and he's such a valuable veteran. Like I feel like he's just he honestly looks like he's in a really good place with the Pistons. Like it was a really good fit where he ended up.
oh,
But I just love to watch. Yeah. Can't help but root for him. Obviously, in terms of my own $35, the future of my $35, I want the Knicks to take this one, but I wouldn't mind if the Pistons made a little bit of a comeback here as well.
Yeah, I mean
Um,
it's gonna be tough game 5 in New York, but
yeah,
uh yeah, shout out Dennis Schroeder.
shout out Dennis Schroeder. I mean, we might not have time to do shout outs today, so we can just say right up front, shout
Yeah,
out Dennis Schroeder.
yeah.
Um,
So Bucks Pacers we won't talk about because they're playing tonight, although that one's been interesting.
let's say one quick thing,
Okay.
maybe. Um, Dame. Do you think he's washed up? What do you think's going
Well,
on?
okay, so he hasn't played in 5 weeks. You gotta give him
I
some.
know.
And then so his first game was game 2, and then he played great in the first half, second half kind of disappeared, and then game 3 um didn't score that much at
Mhm.
all. I don't he got like 10 points, I think, if I'm not mistaken. But then he had some nice defensive plays, not gonna lie.
Okay, you're
There was one play where he threw the ball away. And then so it was Pacers had the fast break. It was 1-on-1, him and Pascal Siakam, and he jumps and blocks that shit. It was fucking crazy. Um, so
yeah.
I have faith that they can still win this series, although tonight's a big game.
And he's trying to put pressure on his left leg.
Yeah, it looked like it happened before that play. Great presence of mind to tip the ball to the corner there, but you see him grabbing that left ankle.
Pacers is also one of the ones we ignored when we were drafting. So let's Bucks make us proud, I guess. One last thing before we move on to the last series and wrap it up. Um, I saw some tweets about, Giannis to the Nets, and people were like, if Giannis can't win with Dame Lillard, what is he gonna do with Keon Johnson? And that made
Yeah,
me sad.
chill, chill. People, what's that random stray at Keon?
I know, and I was like, Keon gets hot sometimes. Don't sleep on him.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Last
My
series to talk about.
Cavs and the Heat. I
Oh,
I don't care that much. I mean, obviously I care that the Cavs win, but it doesn't seem like there's much going
I'm
on.
gonna be
Go.
honest, I have not watched this series at all. I did see a clip of Tyler Hero saying we will 100% not get swept. So he needs to get that win tomorrow he wants to make that true. But yeah, he are just honestly aren't that good. I don't know. They just aren't good, to be honest. Cavs Cavs look really good. Next series will be a better test for them, right? Whoever wins, Pacers, Bucks. So that one I'm looking forward to. But yeah, not much.
Not much to discuss there, which is good because we only have a minute left. But let's check back in. Hopefully faster next time so we have less games to discuss, but it's been exciting.
It has been exciting. This was fun.
Yeah, always good talking to you.
You as well.
Um,
Shout out
and
to the fans watching.
yeah, shout out to anyone who's still watching.
Yeah, we appreciate you.
Oh, I had a question. It might cut. Are we gonna do WNBA this summer?
Well, of course. I mean, why not?
Let's go. Okay, that's a great note to end on. I'll
Okay.
talk to you later.
Peace out.